Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
And I Cole Baldridge.
And, segment 2. Let's talk a little bit about nerd media around the world.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, me too. It's been a staple in the past month or so.
I think it's a good idea.
But before we do that, Corey DLG, tell the world about our friends, Space Cadets Gaming.
That's right. So the holidays are quickly approaching, and anyone who wants to get a gift for somebody should be checking out Space Cadets Gaming.
This week, Black Friday is upon us.
That's right.
This Friday is a big sale at Space Cadets Gaming.
This is a huge.
Check it out.
You gotta come by and check this out. This is one of the things you definitely need to spend some time doing.
For sure.
And when you're checking it out, what you're going to be checking out is you're going to be checking out the Magic the Gathering,
HeroClix,
the HeroClix,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Star Wars,
Flux,
Star Wars Destiny,
Star Wars Armada,
Munchkins,
Star Trek Discovery 5-year journey.
There's all tons and tons of the Euro style board games, Dungeons and Dragons.
Whatever you want.
It's gonna be there.
They have Axis and Allies.
They do now, and I was actually watching people play that during the gaming thing. It's so big though.
Your dad
it's
was
so
so
big, man. So anyway, Black Friday, Space Cadets Gaming. That's the place that people should be going if they're trying to get a good deal on games for the holidays. It's a great gift for the nerd in your life. Make sure you check them out. Space Cadets Gaming at Robinson Road in Oak Ridge.
All right, so nerd news around the world.
Hit me.
I've got 3 stories I want to touch on in this segment.
Yeah.
You want the story you haven't heard yet? Do you want the story you have heard? Or do you want the one out of left field?
Give me the left field first.
Left field. Fox.
Woo!
This week, they just debuted the teaser for
Deadpool 2. Okay.
Did you also know they have announced they're planning a movie featuring James Franco as Multiple Man. Jamie Madrox. How do you feel about that? Left field, bro?
Yeah.
Is that not left field?
That's super
Is
left
that
field.
not left field or what?
That's pretty left field.
All I can say is the more James Franco, the better.
I think most of the world is the exact opposite feeling of that.
Except for Joey Savage.
The fewer James... People are probably upset that there's even a Dave Franco. So the idea that there's going to be multiple James Francos got to be killing him.
He's also producing it himself, like his own, or he's executive producing like his company.
So this will be like the second thing that he's kind of wholeheartedly done, because he did... He just finished The Disaster Artist.
So The Disaster Artist, which that's comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So like his company that produced that is also producing this. The guy who helped co-write Wonder Woman is pinned to help write this script.
It's got to be a comedy, right? Like, there's no way James Franco is going to make a multiple man action hero movie, right?
But like, so Fox is hitting the ground running, right?
I mean,
like
they're making a Tommy Wiseau movie for The Room, so he can do anything at this point.
That's true.
But
That's true. That's a good point.
They're hitting the ground running, right? They've got Deadpool 2 coming out. They've got the New Mutants coming out. They're also the new X-Men movie is in the works. It's been filming. They've also decided this Gambit movie is good to go. It will be out in the next 2 years. And now this is the next one on it.
The Gambit movie will never come out.
But like they're trying to play keep up, right?
Well, no. I think what they're doing is they finally realized that they have a whole catalog of stuff.
They do.
You don't have to just keep making Wolverine and Professor X movies. There's so much in the mutant world. And Multiple Man, I know the version they're probably going to do. He had a really kind of neat version here right at the end. It was a Peter David run on XFactor where his power started to change out of control, where each multiple was a different facet of Jamie Madrox's personality. It used to be everything was a copy. He was kind of in control of all of them. He could, when they would merge, he would get their memories and skills that they'd learned. So he would sometimes just make multiples that would go live whole lives somewhere separately and then come back, and all of a sudden now he's a certified lawyer. He's an accountant.
That's great.
He knows sleight of hand.
That's great.
Like, right. It's kind of all these neat little things.
Pretty cool setup.
It is. So now the idea is there's probably a guy who could do everything, but now things are falling apart. And each of his multiples now sort of has their own personality because it's a different facet of him.
Would it be like one gets into gambling debt, one cheats on his girl, like
multiple
one has a warrant out for his arrest?
Well, yeah, and so basically what happened is in the very beginning of this new run of XFactor, and the whole thing's completed, it's all in trades, it's by Peter David, it's great. But the very first issue, there's a mutant who's on the roof trying to commit suicide because he's lost mutant powers and he doesn't know what to do. And Jamie Madrox creates 3 duplicates. He's going to send one of them up there, but because of how his powers work, he asks each of them a question first. Well, one of them lies in the answer to the question. So he sends that one up because they answer the question right. When he gets to the top, though, he kicks the kid off the roof. And he's like, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. But things are out of control now. It's just like his emotions, he can't. So, like, he creates these different duplicates that have these different facets of emotions. So it could be a really interesting movie. And James Franco might be the guy. But it's definitely a weird idea. Like, it's when you say it right off the bat, it's funny sounding. But it's not a terrible idea.
No.
But the Marvel Mutant catalog is full of these interesting characters. You could do these fun. You could do a whole little thing with the Guthries living on the farm, each of them having their own mutant powers. Like, you could do all these different stories and stuff that they're finally starting to touch with. I think the Gambit thing's a total waste. It's a total burn. Yeah. They need to get out of that one.
Just move on.
I know Channing Tatum really wants to make it, but like, just let him do 10 minutes in an X-Men movie.
Right, yeah.
And just move on.
All right, so you ready for the next bit of
Yeah, what do you got?
So we're going to get into the Tolkien universe.
Okay.
Star Wars.
heard of this.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. It was a bidding war.
It was a bidding war. Amazon Prime is one.
Yes.
They are going to produce a prequel to Lord of the Rings, a TV show.
Can I just say, I think what's happening right now financially, these different things that are happening in all these different places, is a boon for Netflix. Remember, we were talking about how in debt they are? I think as a company, 4 years from now, they would have been gone. If these things didn't happen. Disney opting out of the contract saves them a bunch of money. Disney taking these shows with them saves them a bunch of money.
Right.
Now, getting into these bidding wars but losing to Amazon Prime and to Hulu for these different shows, I think is a blessing in disguise. Because I don't think this is a show that's going to necessarily take people where they want to go.
Right. So part of it is the guy, Tolkien's son, has been in charge of the estate.
Correct.
He has stepped down.
Yes.
So now people are saying, oh, Peter Jackson's coming back.
Right.
So they're excited about that. But this is going to be expensive, man.
It's going to be very expensive.
So,
and beyond that, it's got some really weird constraints.
So not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones costs $10 million per episode.
Correct.
They're saying that this is going to cost like $250 million or some money like that.
Right. Per episode?
No. Just total. But they feel like they're only going to get 10 to 20 episodes
so you got like
out of it.
80 million, 10 million tops for a season of Game of Thrones. This one they're saying it's going to cost them $250 to do a season.
So 3 times as much because of the level of fantasy element to it.
I'm excited.
I mean, if you do it correctly, you certainly can do that. Maybe if you want to make a TV show about the Silmarillion and have all the
right.
Well, that's what they're talking about. It's all. There's 2 options. There's only 2 options they have. They only can do either the other earlier works of Tolkien or between the prequels before the movie.
Right.
Those are their only 2 options that they have.
I mean, there's already like that between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings slot, like the Middle Earth Shadow Mordor like games are in there. They're pretty good, but I wouldn't start saying go and make your own expanded universe when you have something like the Silmarillion or the Children of Húrin, which are really good stories.
Right. No,
so here's the only thing I think you could do that works. I think you do Legolas searching for Aragorn.
Legolas.
And you do them on some kind of adventure, Legolas and Aragorn. Because by the time they cross paths in the Fellowship, they know each other already and they already have a history and a deep respect for each other. So you could tell that story. I think that's the only story
that works.
That's worth telling. Because you can get Orlando Bloom, I bet, pretty good. And then you can cast a young version of Viggo Mortensen,
right,
to do that story with.
You don't think Viggo Mortensen would sign on?
I think he might, but it wouldn't convince me. He's supposed to be 20 at that point.
Dude, Clint Eastwood's
Fair
kid.
enough.
Maybe
that's a good one.
But Orlando Bloom just doesn't age for some reason. He still looked in these last Hobbit movies.
He probably has like a Dorian Gray picture sitting in his attic.
I hope he does because he looks the same.
It assumes the look of all the roles he's done.
Right,
so it's like half elf, half pirate.
The elves age way different.
Well, the elves don't age.
Right,
in,
so
in Tolkien, they don't age at all.
If you look at like the Hobbit one, like his character is like it's CGI.
His character looks exactly the same.
Yeah, they CGI'd that.
I don't think they did. I think Orlando Bloom looks exactly the same.
He looks forever 25.
Yeah. In the Pirates movies, even when he just showed back up, I was still like,
I just watched that.
Wait, he was in number 5?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, in number 5, it's his kid that's like running around as the priest, and he shows up in the middle of it. I guess spoilers.
Spoiler. I also watched Transformers last night.
Oh, yeah, I got a ridiculous text from him.
Awesome. I know. I texted him like in the middle of the night one night. I was like, dude, I just watched Transformers 5. It was awesome.
It's terrible.
I loved it.
It's terrible. All right, what's the other piece of news?
So real quick, and we don't have to spend much time on it. Who's going to be Batman?
Yeah.
This is up in the air.
Corey's gonna be Batman.
Conflicting stories.
At this point, I am.
Conflicting stories where Ben Affleck is like, Batfleck is kind of like, I don't know if I want to do it. Then people feel like, no, he's gonna do this one or whatever.
Can I tell you what I think is gonna happen with him?
And the guy's like, well, if I got to back up in case, like,
right. So
who's gonna be Batman?
The way he's answering the questions in the press conference and the press tour, he's answering them as a guy who's not coming back, but he doesn't want to make this about himself. He doesn't want to answer 200 questions about why he's not going to be Batman.
Right.
So every time they're saying, so you're coming back, he's like, it's kind of up to DC. I don't really want to, we're going to see where it goes from here, blah, blah, blah. He's already been in 3 movies. That 3 is about the run for everybody. So it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't reprise it. It would be crazy cool if Christian Bale came back, because you haven't seen him in anything for a minute. So he might need that jump to his career, because people kind of already heard that he's kind of a jerk, right? So maybe he needs to come back as Batman. But I've heard that the guy who's supposed to be directing the next movie wants Jake Gyllenhaal.
Which is weird.
What
right?
if Christian
weird.
Bale comes back as Batman, but he's not like he's
Batman
not Bruce Wayne. He's the older one,
Batman
like
from a different Earth.
from like Batman Beyond. It could be because like the Christopher Nolan trilogy is self-contained, and that's part of why it really works. And now, if you want to try to integrate that into there, that means
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because all the universe stuff will have to work in the same. Because now you're gonna have 2 Jokers.
No, you're right. Here's what you do.
You
don't do Christian Bale. You do the kid.
Joseph
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. There we go.
And you literally just it's Nightwing.
And he's
you don't
not,
even
he's
do
not
Batman.
He's
Nightwing. Yeah,
That could work.
I think that's what you do, and I think that solves all your problems.
Or you just get rid of Batman.
No, yeah. You just bring in Nightwing.
Yep, I don't know, but let's jump out to a break right now. When we come back, Sonny Ray in studio with Nerd Thug Radio.
You don't want to miss it.